What are the four most common signs of dementia? Well, number one is short-term memory issues. This manifests as you repeating questions or conversations, and your family members might say, "We have already talked about this." Now, once in a while, this happens with all of us, but when it happens in a consistent pattern and when it's getting worse, it is time to get checked. Another way this manifests is by misplacing your personal belongings, such as your glasses or your phone, and having this pattern repeat again and again. Now, number two change that we see as an early sign of dementia is called as executive function problem. This is something that is very difficult for the patients to pick up, as well as sometimes for the providers to ask questions about. So this manifests as issues with decision making, planning, judgment, multitasking. For instance, if you are someone who loves to do yard work, and if there is a project that needs multiple steps as well as multitasking, you may notice that you're struggling more with that. Or another example for the same issue is if you are someone who loves to cook different recipes, you find that it's getting difficult and you are getting easily overwhelmed as compared to before when this was a piece of cake for you. Now, the third most common sign of dementia that we see is language issues. This can manifest as issues with word finding. Now, this is something where we are trying to get the right word. We have it very clearly in our brains and our heads, but just when we are speaking, we just cannot get out that specific word. So we try to speak around it. Sometimes we describe it, and later eventually that word comes back to us. But initially you have that word finding or tip of the tongue problem. Now, language functions can also include problems with reading, comprehension, or writing. The other sign that we look for cognitive decline or dementia, the fourth sign, is the visuospatial issues. So this manifests as difficulty with navigation, not being able to follow your navigational app, getting lost in familiar environments while driving, or even while walking in your neighborhood and you're getting lost. It can also manifest with difficulty recognizing faces. A little caveat with visuospatial difficulties, you might know people's name, but when you see them, you're not able to recognize them. Knowing people's name or difficulty with people's names is a short-term memory issues, but recognizing them or not being able to recognizing them is a visuospatial issue. So these are the four most common signs of dementia.